I'm right Chipos, man. I got this, yeah.
Strong shit, I maneuver through the field like my name Mike Vick. Sell player when I wake, then I load my stick. I'm not doing so bad for a fucked up spit. Gonna get your cake, this is not a race, yeah. Don't be sorry, ho, be careful, get up on my face, yeah. Don't be talking to them people when they at your place, yeah. They gon' give your ass an option you don't wanna take, yeah.
What's good in the motherfucking hood, guys? We got Alex, we got Sara, we got fucking David. This one's gonna be a quick one. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's get straight into it. You guys are gonna see them three. I gotta sit across the table since it's, they're taking up the space. But yeah, let's fucking do it, guys.
You don't think we can scooch you in?
I don't even want to be in it, dude. This is literally all fucking you guys. And I appreciate you guys for coming the fuck on.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, guys, that's yeah, fucking good shit, dude. You guys look great to see right now. Does this feel like an interview, kind of?
It does feel like an interview, yeah.
Like I'm seeing it.
What's the job?
Dude, let's literally just dive straight into it, bro. You are a stripper.
Yeah.
Okay, a few people, whenever I bring up stripping, because I'm all about like porn, OnlyFans, like stripping and
sex
shit. Sex work, body work, your own beauty work. People are like, no, it's not stripping, it's dancing. I kind of like the word stripping more. It sounds a little sexier.
I mean, there is a reason why a lot of girls don't like being referred to as a stripper. They're like, oh no, I'm an exotic dancer or whatever else they want to say. I don't see it as a bad thing.
I feel like that's the saying like exotic dancer or like different words. It's kind of like dancing around what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
You ever notice okay, so. Like take the term like shell shock in World War I, you call it shell shock.
It was like then eventually
it turned into battle fatigue,
and then it turned into
post-traumatic stress disorder, and then it's just like it doesn't even have any meaning anymore.
Yeah.
It's like then you say PTSD and it doesn't mean anything, but shell shock it's almost like you're getting hit by it. So when you say like stripper or like you just say words that are just very direct.
I think that when alluding to that too, like the time period that you're into, like at the time, like you don't want to tell your story, oh, you're gonna have post-traumatic stress disorder. You want to say something that sounds nice, like, oh, you're gonna have 1,000-mile stare or hero's remorse, something like that. It doesn't sound as bad. And as we get more and more of the time, it's like, hey, let's just call it what it is.
Just be blunt.
Yeah,
I agree with that. So I like the word stripper. I think.
So yes, I'm a stripper.
Stripper, or I mean, like exotic dancer. I mean, if there's like specific things,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like it's a lot of soft language. I don't know.
It's yeah. I just don't see why anyone would want to correct it. Like I just for me, I don't get the negative connotation from being called a stripper.
Yeah,
like
it's an occupation.
It's an occupation. It's like a badass occupation too. You hustle and you grind and make that money.
Yeah.
Make that fucking money, bro. Were you stripping in Vegas?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Damn, how'd that go for you?
It was actually pretty fun. I liked it a lot more than I do in Colorado, for sure.
What's the stripping like in Colorado?
The only strip club in my area is a privately owned strip club rather than like a chain or a company. Like Spirit Rhino was really great to work for because everyone follows the same set of guidelines and rules. Whereas this private company, not quite the same. It's a little more shady. You can't really trust management, owners, or anybody. One of the first days that I was working there, one of the girls came up to me. She was brand new, like newer than me, and she's like, this guy is touching me uncomfortably, trying to kiss me, all this and that. And I was like, all right, let's go talk to the manager. And so, I went with her as like moral support. Next thing you know, he's just like, oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're okay with it, you can make out with the customers. I've never worked at a club like that. I felt so uncomfortable from that minute on.
What do you mean?
There should be definitely a fine line. Just because we think a customer is cute or anything shouldn't give us a right to be making out with customers. Nor should it entitle the customers to feel that it's okay to make those moves on us.
Ensures protection.
Yeah. They just completely disregarded your feelings. Like, oh, but if you want to.
Exactly.
It makes a line between like stripper
and prostitution.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and some of these girls don't get it. I don't know. Oh,
You know, David actually took me to my first strip club.
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It was Spearmint Rhino, Santa Barbara.
On Tuesday in the afternoon. Yeah. Like, there's 2 other people there, I think.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you had like all your cash. You were sitting on it. Do you remember? Okay, tell the story.
So I had all my ones like in my crotch, just kind of handing them out. And this was a smart ass stripper.
We're in the front, like right in the front, like right where everything's happening.
She's like dancing on me, giving me some attention. I'm thinking of my dick. I'm not even thinking. She like spins her head, grabs all my money with her mouth, pulls out, and just walks away. I'm like,
Yep.
I just remember she came up with like something she was like putting her head like in your lap.
Yeah.
And she like came up and like I saw you like lock eyes with her, and she just like
yeah, like,
you know.
Oh wait, what? My money's gone.
But you kind of liked it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. For sure.
Okay, so like you bought me my first lap dance,
Mm-hmm.
and like I go like behind the curtain, like go into like the rooms or whatnot, and super sweet girl, so nice, and like I've always, you know, I was like what 18 or 19 or something like that, like kind of I had a girlfriend. I didn't really know like how to navigate this at all, so I've always heard like look, don't touch. So I'm just kind of like sitting here like this as she's dancing on me, and I'm kind of like this, you know, just kind of awkward, just kind of like
bored.
yeah, just kind of chilling. And then, you know, she's doing her thing and whatnot. And all of a sudden, she just kind of like puts her arms around like my shoulder and just kind of goes, "Honey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I just don't want to offend you or like push your like I don't want to, you know, be a creepy guy or, you know, whatnot. Like my friend bought this, like it's my first time." She's like, "Oh no, you can touch me and you can like, you know, you can do this and that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, you know, just."
You know,
super nice.
As long as you're doing it in a sensual and not sexual way. As long as you're not pushing boundaries and you know, making the girl feel uncomfortable, we want you to feel comfortable too.
Yeah,
like we don't
whole...
like it when customers just go in there and sit like this. Like it's scary to us too because we're like, are you enjoying this? Are you not? Like I get that you're trying to be respectful, but like I don't know how to act right now.
Because it's also like it's like in like I mean, a lot of people, I assume strippers, a lot of them enjoy their job and they want to do a good job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want to, for the customer, like, when they're happy, like, you feel...
You feel happy too.
You feel happy too.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people don't give, like, honestly, there's a lot of employment that people just don't give credit to. You know? I mean, like as far as we were talking about, like, there being, like, a stigma with strippers, you know, or just, you know, I can't really think of any other specific, like, jobs right now, but... Like, it's, I mean, everyone's a human being, you know? And everyone can be really cool and they can be really good at their job and they can help others in whatever facet of life that they're in. I think that's really important. Whether it's, you even just, like, I work at a kayak shop, you know? And I've had, like, where a mom and daughter, they're having, like, kind of issues and, like, the daughter doesn't want to, like, go kayaking. She doesn't know how to kayak. And, like, you instruct me, you've seen this, David. You work there, too, sometimes. So... And you're able to like bring them together, and it's just like I just work at a kayak shop, but like I make peace between like family members. Have fun and adventures, and get like a story and whatnot. I feel like people need to give more credit to just kind of like those kind of simple jobs instead of kind of focusing about like what CEOs and like politicians and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that you shouldn't be judged by like how you're making a living. If you're not hurting anybody else, like unless your job is a serial killer, then I don't even know if you've been watching Dexter, but
Good
like,
show,
just like everyday heroes.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, emphasis on everyday heroes. You know,
exactly. As long as you're not hurting anybody else and you're happy with it, you get to make some money. And like, why should that be a problem whatsoever?
I 100% agree.
Dude, this was I went to a strip club one time and it was actually with you. We came to visit Sara on your birthday. I don't really plan on ever going back to a strip club. Like I actually fell asleep.
You didn't even end up seeing me strip
You did
club early.
It was just like my problem with it like, and I fuck with strippers, like do your thing, make that money, you know what I mean? But like, I came to visit Sara on her birthday, so like that was kind of like why I was.
You gave us those free tickets.
Gave us free tickets and whatnot, and then like I remember like the dude at the door kept on like saying like kind of urging us to like be tipping money and throwing the money and shit, and it's like I get that, but I'm literally like I'm seeing my friend right now, like I'm saying what up to my friend. I'm not really like gonna go throw like all my fucking money away, and it's like. Even if money wasn't in it, because I'm a broke fucking college student, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just put that out there. But even if I was a multi-millionaire, it's like, I just don't see the point in going unless you're not gonna like have sex with some of these people, like mutually. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I do get
like
that.
seeing someone strip on a pole and shit. Like,
Because it doesn't go anywhere.
it doesn't go
Yeah.
anywhere. It's like, I don't know. I can just watch porn at home. You know?
Fair point.
And I don't know, like, the people, because there are people that get really into stripping and they're like, dude, let's go to a fucking strip club tonight. I just think that's hella, like, a little, like, primatal.
Yeah,
Is that
I
the
think
word?
it's interesting, like, cool to
Primitive
go, like,
or-
every,
Primitive.
yeah, I think it's, like, every now and then, it's, like, cool, like, yeah, we went to a strip club last night, that sort of thing, but like you said, like, if you're just, like, balling out every other weekend, like, this is what I want to do for this holiday, and this holiday, and this holiday, it's like,
Yeah.
well, why are you really going? Can you really, like you said, like, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. What I think is fun about them is I just like I don't go for any of like what goes on there. I like just taking friends who've never been to one before because like
just for
seeing
the
their
first time experience.
just for the first time
but,
experience like
yeah.
that is a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, bachelor
Like,
party.
you got
Yeah, it's just fun.
Oh,
You know?
yes, sir.
And it's something to say like, oh, what'd you guys do? Oh, we did this, which means like it was crazy. You
Yeah.
know, because stuff happened or you know, whatever.
Well, yeah, no. To add to that, like that crazy wow factor, like we just went to Tahoe. It was my buddy's birthday, and we're like, dude, let's get a stripper. Let's give him a stripper. So we got a stripper to come to the house. I got him a stripper, and now we talk about that story. It's like when we went to Tahoe and got a stripper.
Yeah. It's always everything's better.
Yeah.
Like, as every story gets better, I think. If there's a stripper
But
involved.
what's cool is like the stripper. She was.
You're not wrong.
She was super cool. Like she was super up. She's like, I'm not gonna sleep with any of you guys. This is just my job. Blah blah blah. And we're like, sick. Totally respect that. Set the ground rules for us. And then we ended up just having like a cool conversation with her at the end. She's like telling us how like she's gonna get married soon, how she's doing this and that. I'm like, it's just cool because
That's
like,
awesome.
I feel like a lot of times people look at strippers as like
Objects.
Objects,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Objects. But they're real people, and they're oftentimes really, really kind.
Yeah.
Really, really kind. I don't think I've ever met really like a stripper or someone who kind of works, you know, like you said, OnlyFans or like
Sex
that.
workers.
Sex workers, yeah. I don't know if I've ever met someone who works with that isn't like deep down like have a golden heart.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I've met a few, but I get
I'm
more
sure, but you've
behind the scenes
you've been
of
more
these
behind the
women.
scenes or
people
whatnot.
like
you
that
know?
in every industry.
Beyond-
There's
but-
people
but
who
beyond-
work at Goodwill who are
Yeah,
assholes.
exactly. But beyond like just trying to get like some like money out of my wallet, like they're actually like a lot of them are really, really cool
Yeah.
people.
Stripper with a heart of gold.
As far as like you falling asleep at the strip club, I remember like it was you on the far end, and then it's like one friend, two friends, three friends, and like me. I remember being like, "Yo, wake up, laser, pass it on," and the person's like, "Yo, wake up, laser, pass it on," and all of a sudden like the last person like sees you and like bumps you, and you're like. You just like wave at me.
That's okay. No girl's really worth your time were working that night. So you didn't miss much.
And like when we went to the back room and I got like a lap dance or whatever, I was like, dude, like, do I grope this person? Or do I chill?
Yeah.
Same situation.
I mean, you chill.
And like it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh, this is so dope when they were like dancing on me.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather be naked and have like be able to fuck them. I don't know.
No, I feel that.
Go to Henderson County in Nevada. I think that's where legal prostitution
Oh,
is. Like a thing.
Jesus.
Instagram
Or Amsterdam.
Instagram took off your post. Why? Both of you guys, I want an answer from the two of you first.
Me?
Yeah. Why did Instagram remove Sarah's post?
I don't know anything about it. Like,
Well, she was just telling us about like she posted like that with a
I posted a
caption
picture
and
of
something
me
about-
stuck under a table with the caption saying, "Help me, step bro, I'm stuck."
Oh, that's the one you're talking about?
Interesting. I thought you were talking
It was-
about deleted.
No, and it was really weird too because I had that post up for almost 2 weeks before it got reported, which means somebody was going and like creeping on my profile to report it.
Well, then that totally just sounds like an ex-lover or something who was bitter, who one night got hammered. Is like, I'm gonna go through her post. Wow, I can't believe she would say that. I'm gonna report her ass. Something like that. That's the only thing I mean, if it was 2 weeks later, that's like,
What I still don't understand though is like out of all of the different little options it gives you on like what you want to report it for, why harassment and bullying?
What?
That's what they reported me for, harassment and bullying.
Maybe because they were literally like, oh my god, I want to fuck her. So that is a form of bullying.
What?
Am I bullying my stepbro into fucking me under the table? That's what I'm doing. Sorry, stepbro, that I don't have.
Dude, that was some funny fucking shit, bro. You were literally like, yo, help me stepbro and stuff. That's like some Pornhub shit.
Actually, I hashtagged it Cornhub. I don't think you can hashtag Cornhub on Instagram.
Really?
I don't know. I didn't want to try and potentially get,
Flagged and taken off, which happened anyway.
Interesting.
I wanted to talk about some girl talk because you were
God.
saying all this stuff to me and Alexander earlier.
Okay.
I don't know why I just called you Alexander. You were like,
That's how I go by. I go by Alexander, you know?
dude, you were like,
I don't know how to call him Alex.
you gave us all these like real world problems, Sarah. To this morning, literally, you were telling us all this stuff, and you're like, dude, like this guy.
I feel like this morning was a long time ago.
He's like talking to me, and then he blocked me, and then this like other guy, he's like stalking my Instagram and shit. Bring that all up right now. Let's talk. Because I was like, I kind of wanted to wait for the podcast to really like give good responses.
Get into the depth of
Get
it.
into the depth of it. So like, tell us, pick a problem.
Pick a problem.
You said tell us the one when we were in my room. You were saying some shit.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
You were talking to some dude.
And
And you were saying today, you were like,
He was the guy that like you guys were seeing each other for a while and then like
Oh yeah, all right. Let's get another guy's opinion on that one. So this guy and I, we'd been seeing each other for months.
I remember that.
I spend the night over at his house. Go home the next morning. We're texting the next day. Everything's fine. He goes out partying that night with, friends. Brings home 3 girls. Puts it on his Snapchat story, and that's fine. Snapchats me directly the next morning, saying, woke up with this and 2 girls in my bed, with a hickey on his neck.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespectful or not, would you do that to a girl?
No, that's
I wouldn't send it to the person.
If it was on his story, that would have been one thing, like bragging to your homies, putting that on your story. Like, I get guys' minds.
But sending it directly to you.
But sending it directly to me, it's like, what are you trying to get?
Yeah,
Because I'm not jealous.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I'm not angry.
That just sounds
but it is
stupid.
hurtful.
That just sounds
It's
stupid.
disrespectful.
It's kind of.
Were the girls like asleep in the photo? Like, was it like maybe one of those girls trying to be like, nah, I want you to show this bitch that you're done with her by posting pictures of us or something like that?
I don't know who the girls were. They don't know me.
How many times do you fuck the guy?
You guys saw each other for months.
We
quite a
were
bit.
seeing
Yeah,
each other for about
probably
7-8
Oh,
months.
Oh, damn.
Regardless the situation.
You know, my
What
sex
did you guys,
drive
what
is
did you guys
high.
communicate as like had you guys defined what your dynamic was?
Neither of us were looking for a relationship, but both of us enjoyed having the company when we wanted it at, at the
Yeah.
hand of a...
Like
At the end
a
of
cuddle
fingertips.
buddy, be able to have
Yeah.
deep talks, be there for each other.
And,
times
it
of
was
trouble,
really
Yeah,
great at
issues.
first,
mean-
All I ask for is communication. You guys know
Yeah.
me, I'm poly, open relationships,
Yeah.
totally fine by me. It's just communication.
Mhm.
I mean, like you said, that's something you said to your boys, like, oh my god, look what just happened. So,
Right?
like, does he, like, consider you, like, on that level? Like, oh, she's just one of my bros I sleep with? Like, that sort of thing. That's the only logical reason I could see for it.
I don't know.
It seems rude. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that's
it's
definitely
very
rude,
disrespectful.
No matter how many times you guys hooked up or even like hooked up at all, it is unnecessary to do. It's like an unnecessary flex. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to say like, oh, look at my awesome life. Look at what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It'd be better if he was like, oh, like wish you were here. If like
Yeah,
not-
yeah, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
that totally changes the
that'd
whole,
be way better.
the whole
Yeah,
narrative,
yeah,
though.
exactly. Yeah.
Now, see, saying wish you were here, I would have been like, they're not my type, but we can find another girl.
Way better. Way better.
I asked him multiple times for a threesome.
Mhm.
He kept saying he was down, but never committed to it. Some guys are just too scared.
A lot of guys, I think, get nervous about that.
That's their fault, not mine.
Like with
If I'm willing to, you shouldn't be scared. I'm like, full send, let's go.
how many girls have you eaten out?
I have to count this off the top of my head.
So it's dozens.
It's more than I can think of off the top of my head, yes.
Dude,
Jump right to 100.
Dude, the thing is, I'm a numbers person. I love talking numbers and like planning with
And
people.
that scares me.
Sarah, I love how you have had sex with over like 125 people at least. Like, I love it. I fucking love it.
That's freedom.
It's
It's good. It's cool that we live in a world where, I mean, you can have
You're just putting me on blast like that.
You know?
That's one of the things I took away from watching your podcast this morning is that freedom. That
It's
word
fine.
freedom.
It's so
like,
important. Freedom is
We can
freedom
fix
of
that out.
speech.
liberating.
No, it's only
It
because you're
is, it
asking.
is.
I have to give you a little shit.
Okay. Dude, okay, like, someone said this one time, and I didn't say this, but someone in the friend group, they were like, yeah, like, there's like 6 people in our like little like friend group in particular. If you did like and I'm not gonna say names.
Yeah.
If you did a lump sum combination of how many people they collectively have had sex with, it's literally over 1,000 people.
Yeah.
We hang out frequently with a few people that have had sex with like over 125 people.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Which is like, dude, like this is fucking
I can think
sick.
of 3 people off the top of my head besides myself who have had sex with over 100 people.
Barney Stinson.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not gonna name names.
Dude, one thing I was realizing this morning is like we live in this like what's it called, a utopia, the good one.
Yeah.
We live in this place where like we have no idea of like the outside like we don't really affiliate with like the outside world.
Yeah, it's not
just
affected.
like us doing our own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we have no idea what's going on, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, okay, I don't really like tune into like politics or anything
No,
like that. I don't watch it all, because the thing is like my dad watches a lot. Like he's really into it, and I mean all it does is just stress him out. It's not like whatever politician says is really going to affect you that much. Like okay, there's like state elections where it's like state laws where okay, like you want to stay kind of informed, but as far as like opinions, like you know. Like a lot of like I don't even like the word opinion. I like preferences.
Yeah.
Like because opinion it makes it people always say like, oh, like, well, opinion, it's not a fact. And this is the fact, so therefore I'm right and you're wrong. But like so I don't really like opinions because people will start talking about facts, but I like preferences. Like everyone has a preference, different preference on life.
Yeah.
And the thing is like I respect everyone because everyone's gonna have their own unique preference. Everyone has to do their own thing anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm gonna do my own thing. Literally 2 weeks their own.
Yeah, exactly. To each their own. If you're not doing anybody harm, then why does it matter?
Exactly. And the thing is, like, why needlessly stress myself out over things that don't really affect me that much?
Yeah.
And obviously, there's some stuff where it's like, okay, like, want to bring it to your attention. Like, I mean, there's been lots of protests. Like, it's cool to show support if that's, you know, your preference on what you want out of life. And it's cool to be, you know, active in your community to the ones that are important to you.
Yeah.
I think that's important. But if it's not even, it has nothing to do with you, it's just like, you know, it's crazy. Like, okay, kind of a hot topic, like abortion, super hot topic, you know. But the thing is, like, my personal stance is, dude, I'm a guy. I can't have an abortion. It really doesn't. Yeah. I mean, it's for people who can have, you know, who birth and actually have an abortion. It's for them to decide.
100%. Yeah, exactly. So there's no reason why I, as a guy, should be saying, hey, you woman can't have an abortion. That'd be like a woman comes to me like, hey, I'm going to make you get your nuts clipped.
Get a vasectomy.
Yeah, exactly. It has nothing to do with you.
It's like maybe she means the most pure intentions, but that's not her decision. It's like, it's absolutely not my decision. What the fuck she does?
Yeah, and the thing is, if I have a girlfriend or a wife, my stance on it is automatically going to be whatever their stance is.
Yeah.
That's just because that's the person that would be significant to you, your own personhood, you know?
Are there people out there that believe, like, they think women aren't allowed to have an abortion?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, there's a lot of, like...
The Bible.
There's a lot of, like...
Dude, the Bible's killed a lot of motherfuckers. The Bible's killed a lot of motherfuckers.
Bible is population control.
Yeah, it's, I mean, religion and how it, like, that's why a lot of people talk about, like, the separation of church and state, is because, you know, you have science, you have these different religious beliefs, you have agnosticism, and, you know, I mean, there may or may not be a God, you know, there's no scientific proof, you know, science starts with observation, and then you make a hypothesis based off the observation in order to, you know, collect data, and you do tests that can be collected data, so you can actually come out with conclusions. And so, like, the God question doesn't really actually, for me personally, I mean, I think I like Jesus. Like, whenever I read about Jesus, like, I grew up as a Lutheran.
The historical figure Jesus?
The historical figure of Jesus. I mean, when you look at what he's doing, I mean, he's wandering around with long hair. Has all his friends. He's unmarried till he's 30. He's like he goes to a wedding party and they don't have enough wine. He starts turning water into wine, so he's bartending. You know, so he's a carpenter and a fisherman. Like, I mean, he's
just a cool dude.
He's a really cool dude, and I mean, he's hanging out with prostitutes. He's traveling, healing people, and like healing people who are like homeless and have like issues. He's making blind men see.
And from my understanding, he's not telling people how to live their life. He's not be like, well, I'll give you this gift if you do this for me. Like that's the understanding I've gotten from it.
Exactly. Like I see him as a very enlightened person.
Yeah.
And you know, I think in many ways we're all children of the universe. You know, like if you think of the universe, like it created us. And then as you do your own activities throughout life, like you create your own universe. So it's kind of like this like cycle. And I think that achieving kind of like oneness and being your own person, I think is really important. Like I think you call it enlightenment. I think Jesus was a very enlightened person. And like that's why they describe it as like the Son of God, you know, but God being the universe. I think we're all part of that as well. Mm-hmm. It's just becoming your own totem, like incarnate, I think. So, and then people take that and they use it to like control others and like, you know, manipulate and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get fundamentalists where you get kind of crazy, like it's not even based off of anything that's based off of reality. It's like, this is the way it is because of these.
Because of this rule
it's dictated this way. And that goes not just to Christianity, but
I mean, when you go back into abortion, like why, like some person somewhere is like, you know what, I don't like that idea. So I'm gonna write it down, and that person just happened to be an authority figure at the time.
Yeah.
And now it's set in stone for some of these people who read it.
Yeah.
And you don't ever actually question how it makes sense into this new timeline.
And the thing is, like, people who like are, you know, whatever their view on abortion is, or just any sort of topic of discussion, like I don't hate anyone. I want to openly hear what other people's perspectives are because everyone has a different. I remember I went through a phase in life where I was trying to make everyone be like my beliefs, and I was really dogmatic about it. Which like I look back and it's like, man, like that kind of sucked. Like I shouldn't have been that kind of hard about it and argumentative about it. And now it's like I really appreciate other people's perspectives, and as long as we can always be friends, like, that's the main thing, you know.
Dude, really fast if whoever watches this, shut the fuck up, dude. These are all the best motherfuckers. Whoever watches this, in the comment section below, I want you to comment how many priests that are like spreading religion and shit are actually raping children. Because that happens, right?
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I've heard that. I have no idea.
I've heard that.
I've heard that just in my hometown back in Pennsylvania, like allegations and shit. So I mean, if I know that, I mean, like, you hear the national news all the time, so I'm sure it happens.
I think it's probably like a certain percentage of the population just like people do that.
Yeah.
You know, like a certain percentage, and it's gonna.
Oh yeah, it's gonna ruin it for everybody else. And I think one of the key things that you were kind of talking about is when you start talking about religion, there's a huge difference between being religious and practicing, and that's kind of like why I know people who like to lean more towards like the Buddhist religions and things like that. Because it's not so much about being like Buddha, it's about practicing, and like Judaism even. Judaism isn't about living for the Bible, it's about practicing versus versus most religions like Christianity, which is following and recruiting.
Yeah.
So like you practice, try to be a good person, not tell other people to be a good person, sort of thing.
Well, the thing that I actually really like about Christianity is forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing that, you know, we're not perfect people, and that, you know, through that pathway of Christianity, you can get forgiveness for your sins, and you can look forward to a better life after you die, and better life after you die, and you can find a community of people who are like-minded. I think that's a really beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, I grew up a Lutheran, and I love my church. I love my pastor. I love all those people. Like, and I mean, I don't 100% agree with all of the ideas and stuff, but it's, churches oftentimes are the foundation of like a lot of communities.
Yeah.
And that is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I came off, I like to do that sometimes, just come off like a little sideways towards
that's
honestly, at the end of the day, there is good religion, and then there's also religion that kills people.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, okay, there's good people and there's bad people. And if there's bad people in a certain organizations can make the organization look bad. You know, but that's not the rule. You know, and there's good people in the organization, and it's like, you know, there's conflict within everything.
Yeah, and it goes back to too, like living your life how you want to live. Like, say I want to live my life as a Christian, you don't. That's cool, but then it comes to problem is like, well, I think you should, and here's why. You know what? If you're not going to, I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah, that's like okay, like there's been a lot of like political hate, like because I feel like everything's been very kind of polarized, and I've kind of removed myself, like, cause I've seen friends like post stuff. And then make other friends like post like almost counter.
Yeah, like
and
me, love me.
Yeah, then they like unadd each other, and it's like, okay, like that's like I understand you're very emotionally charged, and it's, you know, a lot of topics are really personal and whatnot. But I mean, in the end, we're all humans. We're all part of the same kind.
Yeah.
And we need to be on the same side, and support each other. That's how we build and grow and can try and make a better world. That's like what's really important. That's what I feel like I do with you guys. You know, like like I grew up not really having that many friends, and it's just like over the years, I find like this person's like, oh, like David, you're amazing. Like when we first started hanging out in high school, it was like, thank God I found someone that is so freaking cool and amazing and beautiful inside and out.
Yeah, this is the guy who I think it was my 19th birthday. He took me to the sewers in Morro Bay.
And he actually did it.
Yeah.
Sewers?
He took me to the sewers in Morro Bay. He's like, hey, we're going on adventure today. And took me to the sewers in Morro Bay. Now it was my birthday gift.
I didn't have any money. I didn't have but the thing is, I was like, dude, I have an adventure. And you know what's funny? Like, I know like you're kind of like, oh, what the hell? Like, my 19th birthday, like we're going through the freaking sewers. But like, it's like you remember that. That is like, you never forget. And that was fun.
Exactly.
We went really far. We went like multiple blocks underground. Like traveling.
Yeah.
And I remember there was like water, and like there's a section where you had to kind of like cling around to like, and there's like a log to get into a different tunnel, and like I kind of like snaked through it, and then I was like, I had the flashlight and I'm watching you, and I remember you just did like this, you looked like a pro rock climber doing like this dynamic maneuver, and like your muscles like flexed as like you just like beasted it and then got into the second tunnel. I was like, I couldn't have done that. Like, I was really impressed.
It was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, this guy was wilding out in high school.
Oh yeah.
Dude, high school, it was fucking comedic.
Me?
Yeah.
How?
Dude, he was just like so about it. Like so happy and like taking people on all these adventures, and you still do that. It's just like now you're like a man now.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a little boy anymore. Now he's a man.
Dude, literally, bro, like, man, the energy that you had and still have, you know, it's great, bro. It's great. Can you believe we're all out of high school and like sitting here right now and doing a podcast?
I didn't know you were in high school.
Dude, we're in our 20s. You know?
We're in our 20s.
Yeah,
you're in your mid-20s.
I'm in my mid-20s. How old are you now, David?
26.
No!
Yeah.
Dude,
crazy.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Have we been friends for 10 years?
We have been, yeah.
Damn.
It's been 10 years.
That's crazy.
It's been a good 10 years.
Wild,
it's been an amazing 10 years.
Yeah, it's
like to another 20 years. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
You guys went on a camping trip this one time. But
This one time.
We won't talk about it.
We would.
Sarah,
Oh.
you are a kitten. Guys, Sarah's a cat.
She is.
She's a cat.
I'm a pretty pink kitty today.
If you put a leash on her, she'll let you walk you at the beach. Or she'll let you walk her at the beach.
I'll let you walk me really anywhere.
I think Alex was talking about this before, yeah.
There's pictures. There's
Dude,
He's my go-to master, I'd say.
really?
Yeah, he's the most common person I've let walk me on a
Really?
leash. Yeah.
That surprises me, actually. But
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I feel like there's like a large community of people who are kind of like into that kind of stuff. You know?
What a walker.
Definitely not in Colorado.
Dude, we actually did that like for one of your videos where I was like, remember that? I was like a fish.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
was
the
really
thing
fun.
is, like, that's gonna be.
now.
It's just time.
Yeah.
It's just time.
You got a lot of edit.
It's gonna be on YouTube, not someday, but in the near future.
I think it's
this
really,
year for sure.
I think it's really important to just kind of be able to like let go of yourself and be like, you know, just open up to new like possibilities of what you can or can't do. You know, like whether it's like leashes or just like dressing how you want, or
Yeah, I think that we're kind of entering that age too, where that's becoming more and more acceptable. You know, where it's like, you know.
Speak.
Anyway, you were saying about we're entering a new age of like
Oh yeah, we're just entering a new age. So like, it's one thing, you know, like you go out dressed up as a kitty and get called around, people are like, what the fuck, that's weird. And then more people are like, oh, she can do it, I can do that, you know, and it instills confidence in other people, you know, like Machine Gun Kelly, he went and wore a dress at some award show or whatever, and people out there, guys out there, like wear dresses, like, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it.
Young blood in skirts.
Let's bring back the kilt. That's
Makes
what I
me
want.
so happy.
Bring back the kilt.
But yeah, all I'm saying is like when people do it, stuff that seems weird or out of the norm, like yeah, there's gonna be that. Of course, there's gonna be that judgment from other people.
Yeah.
But what's more inspiring, I think, is there's other people seeing that like, holy shit, they can be themselves. You know what? I don't care what these people are saying. I care that person.
It's like a chain
did it.
reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they start kind of living freely themselves, and then it's inspiring.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, like that little girl who drove by in the truck earlier and gave me a compliment.
Yeah.
She saw us and she's just like, you look so cute. Most people think my outfits are weird, and I'm just like, I'm unique. But this little girl made me very happy. But also, you know, kids are more honest than adults are. Adults suck. Sorry.
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like when you go through school and you get like bullied and stuff like that, all of a sudden, like, you start like clamming up. You start like
you
like,
start trying to fit in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, just like my nephew, he, like when he was a kid, he would like wear like tutus and stuff like that. Like, because the thing is, we just had like costumes and stuff, and he just thought that was the funnest thing to wear as like a 3-year-old. You know? And it's like, you know, wear whatever you want.
I love men in raves at tutus. In tutus.
I've never worn a tutu at a rave.
Oh.
Next one.
Like checklist. Yeah. But again, I think with more people becoming more accepting too, it's like, you know, somebody in the day may be like, oh, your nephew's wearing a tutu, he's gonna be gay. And be like, oh my god, you don't wanna be gay, don't be gay. Yeah. Now it's like, well, cool, who gives a shit if he's gay? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
The thing is, like, I actually remember when I was like in high school and like middle school, and I wasn't really all that like, I wasn't really like anti-gay or whatnot, but I mean, you know, like that like when you're like young, people are like, oh, that's gay, like, oh, that's gay, like, oh, like, or no homo, or you know what I mean, like that kind of like that vibe. Yeah. Like, I remember being very much a part of that, and I mean, I remember when that whole kind of like gay marriage thing was kind of coming up. I was not pro gay marriage. I was actually like anti gay marriage. Yeah. And but then like after you meet a lot of people, and the thing is also like, when you're in middle school, it's not like anyone is out of the closet. Like, it was almost like people who were gay was almost like a mythological creature that didn't even exist. Yeah. And I was from a really small school, so nobody...
I feel that.
You know what I mean? So, like, you're not interacting, and all of a sudden I hit high school, and it's like, oh, wait, this person's gay, oh, they're really cool, like, and I just start talking, and then it's just like, oh, like, why do I even hold this? Like, you know, why do I hold these ideas? Where did these come from? Oh, this is where it came from? You know, I'm going to make up my own
well, yeah, decisions. Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I think you hit a really good point there. Like, you were just in a small school, and like, I think about people like from my hometown who left my hometown. They have all these like certain views because they never met other people like that. Like, like they hear like on whatever that this person is bad because they believe this, and they never actually meet someone and sit down and be like, form a friendship. Like, hey, wow, you're a pretty cool person. Oh, you have sex with men. Damn, that doesn't change that you're still a really cool person. Versus when they just hear this person is bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so going out, exploring, trying new things is obviously how you open horizons. Super important.
You know, now that I think about it, like, I think it's a really good idea. If, like, okay, like a lot of people hate Trump, you know? And the thing is, like, I'm not necessarily like this political party or this political party. But I hear like a lot of people like hate on different whatever. And I just kind of think, like, if you don't know the person or if you haven't interacted with these people, who
are you to judge?
Who are you to judge? And the thing is, like, I, on my mother's side, very conservative, very pro-Trump. Like, they are, like, super, like, into it. I mean, they're really into it. But the thing is, like, I go talk to them, and they're not, like they're not, like, blatant racists. You know, like, that's what a lot of people think of Trump supporters and whatnot, is that they're just kind of, like, that they're just like evil or something like that. Yeah, and, you know, they just have their own viewpoints. But I mean, you can party with them and talk with them and have a wonderful time.
A great example is our boss. Remember, he's very QAnon, very conspiracy theory, very.
You guys get him on here.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of work. But he's a very, very nice, genuine person. He just has his crazy ass beliefs. I'm like, okay, I don't like that side of you. But I can interact with this side of you for sure.
Yeah.
Has there been times where it's like, this guy's crazy?
Well, the thing is, okay, when it comes to him, like,
Get him in here.
I absolutely love him. He's one of my favorite people on the entire planet. Like, I literally call him my uncle.
Yeah.
Because I'm that close to him. Like, he is so cool. And the thing is, like, if you just meet him and he was going to just talk openly, you'd be like, what is going on? Like, what how can you come to these conclusions? But the thing is, like, he comes from a very, like, when you talk to him, how he got on this path of thinking, it is very kind of, in a way, reasonable.
Yeah.
And, you know, knowing him for so long, it's like, okay, like, I can actually see
Where you're
coming from. Yeah, exactly.
I think sometimes.
And I don't necessarily think that he's absolutely wrong, you know? I
You
just
don't
think
have
that
to
some of the
agree,
but some of the stuff he actually does where it's like, wow, that's like really profound. Like, I really like what you just said. And that actually connects to me. You know, and other stuff, you know.
I think sometimes, like, when you can't figure out a solution to a problem, when something drastic happens, you can't find a solution to a problem, and then you're presented with something that you can relate with and kind of makes sense, you start accepting that as the truth. You accept the reality that you're given. Like, okay, this happened. Somebody said that this is the reason why. I can't see the fact that this is actually the reason why. So I'm going to say this is why.
Yeah.
And you kind of go with it, and then it just runs, and you just go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Going down the rabbit hole is interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, you were telling me, Sarah, that somebody, like, you were talking to somebody, you kind of liked them, you fucked with them, and then they came over in their boxers. And
No, we were just friends.
You were just friends?
We
and
were
then
just friends.
she forgot something in their car or, like, house, and then she was like, hey, can you come drop it off? And then the dude comes in his boxers, drops it off, and then blocks Sarah, like, 2 days later.
So this
My
guy and I were
theory
just
is-
friends. He made it very clear he just wanted to be friends. I said, okay. We hung out for months. Just friends, going out and doing all these random things, adventures, and had a lot of fun. And then he shows up at my house one day after we went out to lunch and I left my phone in his car. And he's wearing just his boxers. No shoes, no shirt, no nothing, just his boxers. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like, well, I was just chilling at home. I wasn't going to put on clothes to drive 5 minutes and go back. I was like, okay, makes sense. You know, I'll talk to you later. And so he drives off and I'm blocked. Like 2 days later.
My theory is
He was trying to hook
He
up.
wanted you to make the move, and you did not make the move, and then he blocked you.
How am I supposed to know to make a move when somebody tells you I want to be just friends?
No, and then
Yeah,
my
well,
next
that's-
question.
And it wasn't just, you know, when we first met that he told me he wanted to be just friends. It was throughout the months that we hung out and talked. Like, you know, still not looking for anything. He'd tell me about the other girls that he was hooking up with, all the other girls he was sleeping with, the threesomes that he had with him, this girl and his brother. I was like, that's
Wait,
great.
He fucked with his brother.
They're like half brothers, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's weird to you?
Okay, really quick. My next question, right when Sarah told me that, I was like, okay, I said my theory, Sarah said her thing, and then I was like, was he kind of like dorky and kind of like weird, kind of like bad at talking? And she was like, yeah, kind of.
A little
So that
bit.
just adds to it. That adds to it, and I'm like, oh, like he literally doesn't emotionally or socially know how to say like, yo, Sarah, like I want to make a move. Let's fuck. He came up in he literally arrived.
He was pulling the naked man.
Dude,
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. He was pulling the naked
If
man.
you're gonna pull the naked man, you don't go 3/4 of the way. You go all the way. Like you're gonna do that.
Yeah, you gotta show up. You gotta make it clear.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a move, you're making like that. Like,
Why am I supposed to make the move?
No, you're not supposed to-
He's
you're not-
the naked man wrong.
You're not supposed to be.
He was
making
still
a
wearing
move.
his underwear.
If
He should have showed up buck
It's
naked.
his fault.
That's-
It's his fault.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's completely his fault.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he showed up on a silver platter.
Should we explain to the viewers what the naked man is? Like,
I-
just
they-
do they know?
I think
Okay,
they
it's been
know.
long enough. Okay, good.
Yeah. But I that's my theory, and I think it's right. I think he wanted you to make the move because he socially and emotionally doesn't know how to do it, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
It's just I think I answered your dilemma.
You know what? I don't get why people block other people.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like a serious
Yeah,
like
I've
stalker
never understood
situation.
that.
I've only ever blocked one person, and like people have done some weird stuff to me. People have been very strange. I don't block them, and usually it kind of comes full circle and we're friends again. You know, if you just wait it out. You know,
I do and I don't.
the only person I've ever blocked was when so I was just how I even found out about this, because I didn't even know this person. I was at my house, like taking a bath, chilling. Some girl texts me and she says, "Hey, like I know we don't really know each other that well, but like I found this and I feel like you should see this." And she sends me like a link to like an Instagram post, and it was a guy living in the Central Valley who was taking Barbie dolls, dressing them up as me and my ex-girlfriend from 5 years ago, and making us like get married. So it's like me in a tux. It's like, welcome to the Mckee family and this person. And it's like, here's all the wedding. Oh, here's the honeymoon. And they had a whole Instagram posts going like, I mean, there were tons of pictures. And there were like imitations of me, my family, like my friends. You know, like it was so weird. And like, okay, I blocked that person.
Yeah.
Like, that was because they were literally making posts. Like, and the thing is that, dude, I messaged my ex and I talked to her. Who I haven't talked to in years. I'm like, and it was like, "Hey, do you know this guy?"
It's just her.
Yeah.
The thing is, we actually are telepathic because I was thinking about bringing that up
Yeah.
earlier, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. But guys, great shit. Let's end on that. I have diarrhea about to spill out of my ass.
Okay.
Good shit. Good shit.
This was
Good shit. It's gonna be a short. I'm gonna upload this tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Sure.